The open road stretched out before them, an endless ribbon of asphalt disappearing into the horizon. Sarah and her 3 friends, Mike, Lisa, and Ben, were embarking on a cross-country road trip, a journey of adventure and exploration that would take them through the heartland of America. Little did they know, this trip would become a nightmarish odyssey they would never forget. Their journey began with excitement and anticipation. They had meticulously planned their route, stopping at iconic landmarks, quirky roadside attractions, and charming small towns. The van they had rented was packed with supplies, and the promise of adventure hung in the air. As the days passed, they marveled at the vast and ever-changing landscapes that unfolded before them. From the rugged beauty of the Grand Canyon to the neon-lit streets of Las Vegas, they embraced the freedom of the open road. But as they ventured deeper into the heartland, they noticed something peculiar. The highway seemed to stretch on endlessly, and the towns they passed through appeared deserted, frozen in time. Gas stations became few and far between, and the GPS on their phones began to malfunction. One evening, they arrived at a town that seemed to have been abandoned for decades. The buildings were weathered and dilapidated, and there was an eerie stillness in the air. They decided to spend the night in the van, unnerved by the desolation. As they lay in the darkness, strange sounds filled the air, whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, and the distant echo of footsteps. The friends exchanged uneasy glances, but tried to reassure each other that it was just their imaginations running wild. The next morning, they woke to find their van surrounded by an impenetrable fog. Panic set in as they realized they couldn't see beyond a few feet. They turned on the engine and tried to drive, but the fog was unyielding, trapping them in its suffocating embrace. Hours turned into days as they remained trapped in the fog. Time lost all meaning, and their supplies dwindled. They tried to call for help, but their phones had no signal. It was as if they had entered another dimension, a realm where the rules of reality no longer applied. As desperation set in, their relationships frayed. They argued and accused one another of leading them into this nightmare. Their sanity began to unravel, and they questioned the nature of their reality. One night, as they huddled in the van, they heard a voice, a faint, ghostly whisper that seemed to come from within the fog itself. It beckoned them, promising escape and salvation. In their desperation, they followed the voice into the fog. The world around them shifted and twisted, and they found themselves in a surreal and nightmarish landscape. The fog had given way to a desolate, otherworldly realm where reality warped and twisted like a funhouse mirror. As they ventured deeper into this surreal landscape, they encountered strange and horrifying creatures, twisted amalgamations of human and animal, grotesque and unnatural. They realized with growing horror that they were not alone in this nightmarish realm. Weeks turned into months as they struggled to survive in the vanishing highway, a place where time had no meaning and escape seemed impossible. They clung to their dwindling hope of returning to the real world, but the highway stretched on endlessly, a never-ending nightmare of fog and desolation. In the end, they became part of the vanishing highway, trapped forever in a realm of endless fog and despair. Their road trip had become a journey into madness, a descent into a realm where the vanishing highway claimed the souls of those who dared to travel its cursed path.